So I've gotten a lot of questions about PDFs, especially on the Supernote and some on the other devices here as well. So this is going to be a complete PDF battle between Supernote, reMarkable, and Penstar, and really decide which of these tablets can handle a PDF document the best, all the features each of them have, how you get a PDF document on all these tablets, and how you export a PDF document off of all these tablets. So really quick, first of all, we're going to show you guys which PDF document I'm going to be using, which is going to be the full NKJV version of the Bible. This is something I've used in previous videos of mine, and I get lots of comments asking where I get it from. So I'm literally going to show you guys what I did to find this document. It is very easy. So I really just went to Safari and I just searched NKJV PDF. And this first one right there, you tap on it, this is it. It's a 5,646 page PDF document. So this is actually a great test document to see how well all of these tablets can handle a larger PDF document. So if you use textbooks or things like that, a lot of these things will apply there as well. So I'm just going to save to files. Just gonna put it right on my iPad there. So now how do we get it from an iPad or a phone or any kind of other device to one of our e-ink tablets here? Well, there are two main ways to do that. Only one though, really, for the reMarkable. So those ways are through the partner apps, or for the Manta and the eNote tier, you can use a thumb drive and they're just loaded up on a drive, plug it in. Both of these recognize external drives, and you can just pull the file there. So that's super straightforward. You can do that with any file, any APK, anything like that that you want on these two devices. They can read drives. reMarkable cannot, and as long as it's built in this really closed down Linux-based software, it will not be able to use that ever. So I'm going to show in this video using the apps for each device to get the file on there. And if you're curious about what the thumb drive and how that integrates with the Penstar and the Manta, I'm gonna have a YouTube short linked in the description that shows that off really well. All right, so let's go down the list here, starting with the reMarkable. I'm going to use my dad's iPhone here because this is on his account and he's signed into his reMarkable app. So the easiest way I found to do this is to just do it right from the Files app. So you just tap and hold on the PDF document. Obviously, this is iOS and iPad focused here, but the same principles apply on an Android phone or even a MacBook or a Windows machine if you have these apps installed. So you can literally just share the file. I had to go to more for apps and scroll all the way down to find reMarkable, and boom, it takes you right into the app and now it's installed. That's all there is to it. And if you look here, now it appears as well on the device. Very quick. So even though reMarkable does not have any of the thumb drive support or anything like that, I will say they have one of the smoothest and easiest to use app syncing interface. Now you get to pay for it too, so you get what you pay for, I guess. But yeah, it's really fast. So now you have this NKJV file on your reMarkable too. All right, now I'm gonna follow basically the exact same process with the other two devices here. Next up is Supernote. As you can see, I actually already have one on there, but I'm still gonna go through the process for you guys. You just go to share. This time I actually don't have that many apps to share, so it shows up right there, Supernote partner. You can do the direct linking, which is fine if you just wanna directly send it to a particular device, or you can just import it into your cloud, which is what I'm going to do. Import successful. And now when it syncs again, which should do automatically here, it's already starting to sync that, then it will show up. There it is. So yeah, not quite as fast as reMarkable, but pretty stinking close. And again, this service is free, so that's really nice to see. So now it's the eNote's turn. Unfortunately, this does not show up in that share list. So this one's a little different. You don't initiate it on the iPad side this time. You're going to initiate it from the tablet. So a little bit more annoying steps for the Wi-Fi transfer. But again, you can plug in a thumb drive, which is nice to have here. So you go to Wi-Fi transfer, you do start Wi-Fi transfer. Then you can go to the browser or scan the QR code, which is what I'm going to do because I have a camera on this device. So you get this link here, and now you can upload or drop. So I can choose that file here, which is, again, more annoying for the Wi-Fi transfer here, but it does do the job. There we go, boom, and when it works, then it's in there fast. All right, so I think I'm gonna give the overall win for transferring the file onto the device to the Supernote, because it was just slightly worse of a Wi-Fi transfer than the reMarkable, and it has the option for a thumb drive, where this Wi-Fi transfer kind of sucks, and I would probably use the drive more often with it, and the reMarkable 2's Wi-Fi transfer is awesome, but no thumb drive. So now we're gonna talk about navigating through the PDFs here and see which one does the best job. So we're gonna open it on the reMarkable first. Notice the decently long load time. Still going. Still going. This is not cut at all, by the way. I'm letting them all load in at their actual speed. There it goes. Now it's all in. And let's try the same thing on the Supernote here. Couple seconds and we're in. Definitely a lot faster. What about the Penstar? All right, couple seconds and we're in. All right, so easy peasy on both of these devices. This one, you can definitely see the lower quality processor coming into play here with the reMarkable 2. All right, so if I want to get to a completely different chapter in one of these, how easy is that to do? Let's start with reMarkable. So on the reMarkable, you can hit this view, which is a grid of all these pages. You get a nice thumbnail view of all of them, but there's a lot of pages here. So let's try a list view. See, that helps us get a little bit easier. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. And scrolling takes a while to get anywhere. It's hard to kind of keep up with it and know where you're at. So we get a table of contents view. So this should be helpful. But as you can see, all of the chapters are just kind of laid out there under these headings and subheadings. And there's not really an easier way to navigate. This is about as good as it gets. And it's not too bad. Like, let's say we want to get towards the middle of the Bible here. So like Proverbs or Psalms or something. So we're going a little bit, going. Again, I'm leaving this uncut for you guys so you can see how long it takes. All right, so here we're in Psalms. Like, let's kind of towards the end of them, into Proverbs a little bit. All right, yeah, so that didn't take too terribly long. Once we got to the table of contents, that made things way easier. Let's just do the last chapter of Psalms. There you go. And that's okay. You can also make tags at places. So here's some tags that we already have created on this reMarkable. So lots of different chapter tags and things like that. Let's just say this is chapter 2, even though it's clearly not. And now at least this is basically bookmarked for you. And if you look here, we have a chapter 2 tag, and we can tap that and it will pull only those pages that were tagged. So if you had certain things in this big PDF document marked, you can definitely get to that. So really utilize tags here in the reMarkable 2. It will save you so much time from going around these big documents. So honestly, that's really not that bad. It gets you 95% of the way there as far as navigating the document. You can adjust the view a little bit. So right now it's fitting to the height. You could fit it to the width, which just change that a little bit, or do some kind of custom view and zoom and set that if you want more margins. We're just going to fit back to height. I think that looks the best usually, especially for this document here. You can add a note page in at any point. So if you want to take a whole page of notes there, you can. And setting it to landscape mode gives you much more margins, especially if it's still fit to height there. And it has landscape mode, so that's a good option to do. Again, you could totally take some notes on the side of this document in this landscape mode. I think that's pretty cool. And of course, you can still just pinch and zoom and get really close with this document as well. Overall, I think this has most of the view and navigation features I could want in an e-ink tablet here. It also does have a search functionality. So let's just search for judgment. Now, this is a huge document, so it is searching every single page of this document for that word. And yeah, it's gonna take a little bit, although it's already on page 400 something. So we're gonna let that run and see how accurate that is in the background here while we start moving on to another e-ink tablet. And it's not gonna be the Supernote. We're gonna save that guy for the end. Let's move on to the Penstar. So I don't know why this title is shifted off to the side here. It really shouldn't be. There shouldn't be anything setting it that way. Looks like the auto trim was actually triggering that. So I fixed that here in the RDS settings as well. So you got lots of functionality. You can change, you can reflow this so it's just the text in a different format here. I think I'm gonna leave it original. For this example, you can have the pages scroll instead of being one page at a time. And that works like this. So you can be scrolling through them if you prefer that method. Then you have your contrast settings, which is here by default, but you could turn that up a little bit if you have some images on screen and it's kind of messing that up, or you just want things to be much lower contrast. You can do all that kind of stuff. I think the default settings are pretty good, so I would probably leave that alone. But if you need the text to be bolder, boom, you can do that. If you want to up the bleach of the white area, so you can do all that here too.
Genesis 1:1 In the beginning God created heavens and the earth. 2 The earth was without form.
Yeah, it sounds a little annoying, but as you just heard, you can listen to it too. The Penstar eNote does have speakers and a microphone, so yeah, that was interesting. You got to give it credit for at least having the option. I would love to see the voice over improve even more so, but it's not like this PDF document had a built-in audio file. It's just reading it from transcription and all that stuff, so that's pretty impressive. You can also just copy out a certain section by selecting an excerpt from your document. I mean, you get some pretty powerful features here on the Penstar eNote. You can also adjust how the auto refresh works in this viewer. I think clear is the most balanced, and I don't really need the fast and ultra. It's just basically if you're flipping through pages like crazy, you might want that, but it just adds more ghosting effects. So I think clear is the clear winner here. See what I did there? And then you have this progress bar that you can just go anywhere in the document very, very quickly and drop right there. It's a little bit easier, again, when it's not 5,000 pages, but it works even for this document, no problem. And then you also get a contents list here where you can see your bookmarks, which was a function. Also right here, you can add a bookmark to, let's just say, this page, and it shows in the corner that this is bookmarked. So I'll just go a couple pages over here, go back to the RDS menu, and then in contents, bookmarks, and you see Genesis 1:1. The second page is the one that is bookmarked. Actually shows you some of the text at the beginning as well. If you write on any of the pages, all those pages will show here in your annotations. And here's contents. Now this is pretty big. You can fold all of them up and collapse them down, which is huge in a document like this. So let's just go to Old Testament. Let's go to Psalms, and Psalms. There's still a lot of Psalms. But we much faster got to Psalms 150 than on the reMarkable 2. And the reMarkable 2, speaking of which, just finished searching. As you can see, no results were found. It's definitely not that useful of a feature here. So let's set it back to portrait. Set that off to the side. So I think the Penstar eNote probably has the most settings you can do when you're actually in the PDF document. The collapsible contents is huge. Also having a progress bar to go through, changing some of the layout styles, changing how it refreshes, listening to it, getting excerpts, bookmarks. You can also switch it to dark mode if you want the background to be black and the text to be white. You can search the document. So it looks like no relevant content was found. So let's just try one more word just to be sure. Oh, maybe it just didn't like the word judgment. All right. It sees hope in there. I know the word judgment appears in the Bible. So I don't know why it did not show any results there, but it's definitely showing results for hope. So that's cool. So I guess we might as well, just to be fair, try that on the reMarkable as well. Yeah, let's turn off dark mode here. Dark mode doesn't exactly work the best on an e-ink screen, and it's not really any better on your eyes anyway, so I'm gonna use the light mode still here. But that's the crazy tools, and you have like a more section here. So this is your excerpt files you can read. You can show your annotations there, export the current page, recent read, and all that kind of stuff. And you have split view, which is unique to the Penstar tablet. Neither of the other ones have it. I already have a note associated with this particular document. But yeah, this is a full notebook opened up right next to it. You can have all your same tools, all your same shortcuts down here work, everything like that. This is a great way to take notes while viewing a PDF. So yeah, I am pretty happy with Penstar eNotes PDF functionality. And yes, it does still have a landscape mode, and it has auto rotate as well, unlike the reMarkable. So now, again, here's like the middle ground, Supernote. It's kind of got some of the simplicity of the reMarkable, but also has some of the better features like the Penstar. For example, it can now, in the newer version, collapse all the sections, just like Penstar, which makes it so much easier to find Psalms. You can get the little arrow down here and go right to the exact one. And I think this gets a little bit faster moving between the pages than even the Penstar. And there we go, Psalms 150. You can also, when you make a highlight, it matches with your words really nice and easily. And now when you go into content, you can actually look for your highlights specifically, and it will show you any highlights you make, the page number, and even show the words that was used on that page, the date and the time that you highlighted it. And then you can bookmark a page as well. And if you want the page to be named anything different than like the section it's in, you can do that. Otherwise, it auto put Psalm 150. That looks great to me. I'm just gonna put done. So now there you go, Psalms 150 right there. You still get the keyword functionality on the Supernote device. So if I wrote praise, because it seems like this section's all about praising, well, then I can select this with the lasso tool, do the keyword, and we'll recognize it as text. You can add it as a keyword, and it remembers the page you associated this from. It's another way to keep track of things. It's really similar to a tag. You just kind of handwrite it first, and then you can go for it. But yeah, I really, really like Supernote systems here, where you have so many different options of ways to keep track of things. You still have the annotations that you can do. So since I wrote on here to do that keyword, that is in my annotations as well. And you still have star mark recognition. So if you're only wanting to show the stars, then you can go into the contents, annotations, show star, and only have the pages that have the star on it. Or if you didn't like an annotation you made, or you accidentally just made a mark on a page and it's not really supposed to be there, you can long press to erase the annotation right from here and just get rid of that, which can be good for cleaning up any accidents you made and keeping things even more organized. If you have a PDF document that has something always at the bottom or always at the top that you want to trim off, you can also do that too and just adjust that. I don't know how useful that will be for many people, but hey, it's something you can do. And you can zoom in still as well. And you get this nice little window here where you can select the exact area that you want to be over. There you go. And more fine-tune the zoom, all that kind of stuff, and you can move this around so it's not in your way. Or if you just want it gone, you can get it gone, and then as soon as you start zooming again, it will just pop right back up. You can also adjust the contrast settings. Again, for a document like this isn't really going to do a whole lot. It's more like if you have some images in your PDF and it's showing up really weird, you can try to adjust these settings to tweak how that appears. And on Supernote, you can also change how you swipe between pages, which I find useful. So you can change it to a 2-finger swipe, 1-finger swipe, finger tap, or just no swiping or tapping of any way actually turns the page. You just have to use the little arrows at the bottom. So however you want to do that, you can change that here. I usually keep it 2 fingers, so that way I don't usually accidentally tap or swipe and it changes my page. But when I really want to, I put 2 fingers on the screen and it goes for it right away. Another special feature, kind of like how Penstar had their split view, this has digest. So it looks like the highlighter at first, but when you go over it, it brings up this little menu. So you could just have it be a highlighter, or instead you can go over and do underline, which is a nice option to have. Or you can go back over again, add a comment here. Like, this was a great part. Yes, let's save that. And then when you tap on that again and you hit the comment, you can always see that comment there. And you can also choose how this displays. You can have it display as a highlight, but then still have that comment associated with it. And then lastly, there's the digest function itself, which is this icon here. And this is how it looks. It looks like brackets around the section. And when you go into it, it opens up like a mini note page where you can talk a lot about this section. It's not like you get unlimited space. I mean, you are kind of limited to this box here, but it gives a nice bigger area for you to take some annotations so it does not interfere in your space here. So yeah, options, I like it. It's not bad here. You can also set a PDF document as a template in Supernote. And that's a whole nother thing, and I'm not going to do that with a PDF document this big. But if you're wanting to do things like insert pages and have all your writing tools at your disposal, you're going to want to put this as your template. Then you can just write on it and do everything like normal. And just really quick, it does have a search functionality as well. So we're going to go Hope, since that works so well with the other ones, and search that. So yeah, as you can see, lots of results here. So it does look like the search functionality works on all of them and it can recognize all the text. For some reason, just not the word judgment. Let's see if this one can this one master judgment. I know that word appears in the Bible at least one time. More than one time, but at least one time. Let's find that word. Come on. Wow. Yeah, it really does not like that. I wonder if it's kind of a long word. Let's just try judge. Yeah, I mean, judge clearly works, so I don't really know. Maybe it doesn't do as good with longer words. Not sure there, but either way, they all have search functionality that works fairly well between them. So I'm going to give the win for navigating the PDF to the Penstar eNote. It has the most features that you can do on this device, seconded by the Supernote. It's pretty close, to be honest. And for me, this has just enough features that I don't feel like I'm really lacking or missing out on anything. All right, so let's briefly talk about the tools that all of these have for markups and annotations in the PDF documents here. So the reMarkable has all the same tools that it has in note taking. Also, if you look, the highlighter will snap to the text. That is great to see here as well. You can also turn that off if you don't want it. But yeah, personally, I like it snapping to the text, and I'm going to keep that on for both of them here. But yeah, as you can see, you get all the same writing tools as you do in the notes. So you can write in the margins. And it works just the same exact way. Same thing with the Supernote here. You get all the same kinds of tools, all the same options as far as thickness and color, and can write in the margins. It is a bit of a simplified toolbar as it has the digest and a couple other things in this section, but reMarkable is very simple already, so it's not really missing out anything. And yeah, reMarkable has a few more tools here, like different kinds of pencils and pens. But that's also true for in the regular Notes app. It has a few more of those kinds of tools, but I personally think Supernote's tools are just as effective, and I don't really feel like I need more kinds of tools either. Same goes for the Penstar. It's a bit more simplified and condensed for space, but when you open it up, you get all the same colors and thicknesses and that kind of stuff, but you don't get all the same tools. The note-taking section does have a calligraphy pen and a couple other things like that as well. So you are limited to just the ballpoint, the brush, and the marker here. And no, this marker does not snap to text in any way. It's very much a free-flowing marker. So hopefully that's something they can update in the future, as I think that's really the only thing that Penstar feels like they're lacking compared to the competition. So yeah, as far as PDF tools, I think they're pretty much all comparable. It's kind of a draw for all of them here. Then when we go to export and sharing the PDF, all of them have that ability. You can send it by an email here on the reMarkable, or you can export it via like a OneDrive or something you have connected as well, which is nice to see. You can also go back onto your reMarkable app and just download the file from the app too, if it's already synced there. So you have options there. They're all pretty comparable. You can do almost the exact same things here. And you can, when you're with the highlight color, you can grab either a blue or a red color too. Let's just do blue and export all of that info. So here's your exported version of the document. So again, you can grab this out of your Supernote partner app. If you're signed into your mail, you can email it to yourself, or in your settings, you can authorize Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and have it synced to that as well. And basically the same thing here. You can take this PDF and you can use the same Wi-Fi transfer and send it back. You can use a thumb drive on both this one and the Supernote Manta as well. And it does also have cloud drives that you can enable. You have virtually the same options across the board on all the devices. Although with this having a more annoying Wi-Fi transfer and with this having no thumb drive support, I will still give it to the Supernote for having the best exporting process out of all of them. So yeah, that's really it here. That's the conclusion. Overall, these can all do some really amazing things with PDFs. I love my Supernote, and I think it does everything I need it to do with PDFs and a little bit more, to be honest. But I'd be lying if I said when you actually get the PDF onto the Penstar eNote, it doesn't have the most features when you're actually editing the PDF. Very similar to the books devices as well. They also have a little bit better of a PDF editor than Supernote. And yeah, reMarkable is basic a little bit and lacking some of the features, but it's not that far behind. I think they've improved the software, if I can recall, over some of the last few versions. So they have caught up in a lot of ways with PDFs. Now, if you want really any other file type, well, you're basically out of luck with reMarkable. They only support PDF and EPUB, where these two devices support a lot more file types. But that's a gripe for another day. As far as PDFs, I think Supernote wins overall for me, but for just editing functionality, Penstar wins for sure. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This video went a little bit longer than I was expecting, so thank you for sticking through it and watching to the end. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 5,000 before the end of March, and we're like halfway through March already, so that's nuts. But if you guys can help me get there before my 1-year anniversary of the channel, that would be amazing. So share it, tell all your friends to subscribe to this channel. And if you like the shirt I'm wearing and want to support the channel with some merch, that's going to all be linked in the description down below. Or if you have a Supernote Manta and you like this pen loop that I've been showing quietly in this whole video and you want to get one for yourself, go ahead and check out my video on that. It's going to be linked below, and check it out on my website, same place as the merch. And if you're curious about any of the equipment I use in my setup here to make these videos, that is also going to be linked in the description. And as always, guys, have a great rest of your day.